and then we're following directions for South Croydon, no, Croydon rather. Again, it's pretty much, it's the left turn. So you would put your signal, check your mirrors, put your signal, and then now again, when you're coming to these traffic lights, the other mistake people tend to do is they end up stopping behind the traffic lights. But those traffic lights would be for traffic going straight ahead. So you don't need to be stopping at those traffic lights. You just come and then stop at the edge, at the end of the road. Okay, now here we're going to be following directions for Croydon, which is going to be, it's just like, it's not a right turn, it's straight ahead, but sort of following the bend to the right. So again, the mistake people tend to do here is either using the left lane, which is for going straight ahead, or putting a signal at this point, which is a bit unnecessary because you're not really turning right, we're just following the bend. So, and then we proceed. Now the next instruction would be following directions from Mitcham, which is going to be, the signs are coming up here. So the signs on the left here. So you see the signs here with directions for Mitcham. So again, people tend to miss that and then they end up going, so we're supposed to be turning left, put the left signal. Now the mistake people tend to do is they end up going straight ahead towards Croydon. And then once you turn left, you need to put the left signal off, otherwise that could be misleading. And then the next bit we're still following directions for Mitcham at the roundabout, which is going to be the first exit on the left. So check your mirrors, put the signal. Again, at this point, the mistake would be probably not putting the signal or coming in a bit too fast. Now, this roundabout, you need to be careful about this roundabout because the traffic coming in from the right, they tend to come in a bit too fast. So don't feel the need. You need to be, okay, so it's clear. And then, so the traffic coming in from your right, yeah, the cars tend to come in a bit too fast. So you need to be careful before you merge onto the roundabout to turn left. And then this, once you turn left, this is the 40 mile per hour zone, 40 mile per hour road. Now, the mistake people tend to do is not maintaining the right speed and then driving a bit slow, and you end up having cars trying to overtake you, which could again be a serious problem. You need to try and maintain the speed. And the lanes here, they sort of, so once you cross these traffic lights, you need to make sure that you maintain the left lane, but avoid turning, avoid going into the hashed markings on the left side. Try and keep the car in the left lane. And then the other mistake people tend to do, so as you're coming to the bottom of the flyover, the speed limit sort of goes down from 40 back to 30. The speed limit sign is there, so you need to start slowing down about here so that by the time you get to the speed limit sign, your speed is down to 30 miles an hour. Otherwise, you're going to end up overspeeding. The other mistake, what happens is the road sort of narrows from 2 lanes to 1 lane. So you end up having cars coming in from the right lane, sort of trying to cut across back into the left lane. You need to be mindful of that, because again, just look out. If you see that car is coming in a bit too fast, it might be safer for you to hold back a little bit and then let him in, because he's coming in a bit too fast. He's got no room where to go. He's probably going to end up crashing into you. So it would make it a bit easier. Hold back, let him in. Mainly if he's too close approaching, because they tend to come from the right lane, merging, moving back into the left lane. Now, the other mistake which happens here, they normally ask you to pull up on the left, and again, this road is very busy. So when you try to pull out, when you try to move off, you end up moving off when it's not quite safe, when you've got cars coming from behind. Again, make sure that you don't rush to move off. Take your time. Don't feel the need. Again, take your time. Do some good observation before you decide to move off. Make sure you don't end up causing obstruction to the traffic. Now, the next bit is going to be directions for Mitcham at the roundabout, which is going to be straight ahead, second exit. Now, the mistake people tend to do here would be, okay, let me see, you're approaching, there's a bus lane on the left, so a bus stop. You can actually go into the bus stop so that you can position the car in the left lane. Then you come in nice and slow, doing your observations, make sure it's looking clear, and then you come out, keeping it left signal, and then you exit the roundabout. And then, now, the common mistake people tend to do on that roundabout, one, not taking too long to move into the left lane. And then you're going to end up having a car sort of trying to undertake you because they've used the bus stop. So again, to avoid that, use the bus stop so that you can try and get the car into the left lane as soon as possible. Now, the other thing is, again, there's a bit of an incline there when you're approaching that roundabout. So trying to, again, if you can, use the handbrake so that you can control the clutch a bit better. And then the other mistake people tend to do on that roundabout, as you merge onto the roundabout, they tend to steer into the right lane. So somehow you're going straight, but the car ends up in, if you don't steer the car left enough, it ends up into the right-hand lane. So you need to turn slightly a bit left so that you can try and maintain the position of the car. So you can try and maintain the car in the correct position as you're approaching, as you merge onto the roundabout. So we're now driving back to the test center. Now this one's straightforward, but sometimes you get cyclists. Again, they've got the cycle lane. You don't have to swerve. You don't have to swerve too far out of the, because they can keep in the cycle lane. But the other thing which happens on this road, sometimes you get delivery drivers or cars sort of parking in the middle of the road, mainly delivery guys or cab drivers picking up passengers. So they end up pretty much in the middle of the road. You need to be mindful of that, so that if you see somebody's parked in the middle of the road, try to slow down before you even decide to overtake that car. And then if it's safe to do so, then you can overtake, and then, or they could be trying to reverse park into one of those bays. Again, you need to be mindful. If you see the car, look out for, if you see them stopped, look out for their reverse lights. If you see them trying to reverse, again, don't get too close to them. Give them plenty of room so that they can try to reverse park, and then don't even overtake them. Wait, give them, because just keep it safe. Give them a minute or two, they park, and then you can proceed. So this is the end of the test route. We've got traffic lights here for now. Now turning left back into the test center. So check your mirrors, put the signal, and then now as you're turning in here, you need to be careful, because usually we've got that van on the left. So be mindful of that, because before you start to, because if you can see that van is on our side of the road, so the obstruction is on our side. So you need to be looking out for cars which are coming from the test center. They've got the right of way, so you need to give them way. Don't push in there. Okay, thank you.